Welcome to the 30-minute Yoga for Posture practice. Let's begin today in extended child's pose. Take your knees as wide as comfortable, arms out long in front of you. Let your forehead rest on the mat, and take a few deep breaths to completely relax. Slowly rise into a tabletop on your hands and knees. Keep your neck in line with the spine so you're not drooping down towards the mat. Then extend your right heel straight out behind you. Firm up your core and extend your left arm straight out in front of you. So an opposite arm leg extension. Hold everything in place. Stay very firm. Keep your breath deep and smooth. Then slowly lower back down into your tabletop. To switch sides, extend your left leg straight out behind you and your right arm straight out in front of you. Keep everything in between very strong and firm. Belly is pulling in, upper back is pushing up, neck is in line. Then release back into your tabletop. For a couple of cat-cow spinal waves, inhale to drop your belly, lift your chin. Exhale, round your spine, following the pace of your breath. Eventually, meet me in downward facing dog. But feel free to add any movement that serves you to help you warm up this first down dog. From your downward facing dog, step your feet behind your wrists at the top of your mat. With a generous bend in your knees, you can fold even deeper. Interlace your hands behind your lower back, press your knuckles up towards the ceiling, or let them fall forward with gravity. Head hangs heavy, breath is deep. Then gently release your hands, toe heel your feet together to touch, and slide your hands up your shins for halfway lift. Even if you're feeling really flexible today, take your hands up your shins or even up to your thighs and roll your shoulders open. Big inhale. Exhale to forward fold with a soft bend in your knees, head hangs heavy. On your next inhale, find mountain pose. Stand up and reach your arms overhead, but keep your shoulders soft, weight anchoring down through all the edges of your feet. Stand tall. Next is a mini back bend. Look up and then bend your elbows open, lifting up through your heart. Inhale, come back to mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at your hips, soften your knees, head hangs heavy. For halfway lift, slide your hands up your shins, find your flat back, full inhale. Then exhale to plant your hands and step your feet back for a high plank. Firm up your core, just like before, then lower your knees down to the mat, and lower all the way down to your belly. Setting up for a low cobra, zip your legs and feet together behind you, pressing the tops of your feet down, peel your chest up, let your hands hover. Deepen your breath so you bob into the mat. 3, 2, 1. Release. Press up and back into a child's pose. Let your breath travel up and down your spine as you completely soften and relax. We're going to flow like that, one breath, one movement, so find your smooth, deep breath. And make your way to downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale, look up to your hands, bend your knees. As you exhale, step your feet to touch at the top of your mat. For a halfway lift, slide your hands up your shins, press your heart forward, then forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, look up, arms up. As you exhale, mini back bend, lift up through your heart. Inhale, back to mountain pose, then exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back, high plank, lower all the way down to your belly. For low cobra, inhale. Exhale, release, press up and back, downward facing dog. Big breath in, big breath out. Then inhale, look up, bend your knees. Exhale, step your feet to touch top of the mat for a halfway lift. Big inhale, forward fold as you exhale. Next is mountain pose, come all the way up. Then mini back bend. Inhale, back to mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, find your flat back. Then plant your hands, step your feet back, high plank, lower all the way down to your belly. Low cobra, inhale. Exhale, release, press up and back, downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths here, pedal out your legs, and settle in. When you're ready, reach your right leg high. Then open up your hips, bend your knee, and sink your heel towards your glute. You should feel a big opening through your right hip flexor. Breathe into that. Next inhale, straighten out your right leg. As you exhale, step it through to a low lunge. Stack your right knee above your ankle, spin your back heel down, and set up warrior one. Hips are squared off to the top of your mat. Lower belly is firm, arms reaching up overhead, but keep your shoulders soft. Sink into your hips and stand tall. Big breath in. As you breathe out, open up into a warrior two. Arms are strong, belly is firm, right knee tracking open. Straighten out your right leg. For reverse triangle, reach your right arm overhead. And be mindful not to lock your right knee, so keep a micro bend. Big inhale. Exhale to hinge at your hips for triangle pose. Keep your right arm reaching forward until you cannot reach any further, then lower your right arm down, reach your left arm high, and lean back. Keep both sides of your waist nice and long. If it helps, take your left hand to touch your right waist and make sure it's not all crumpled up. And for reverse warrior, bend your right knee, reach your right arm high, big breath in. As you breathe out, cartwheel both hands down to the mat, step your right foot back, and vinyasa through to your downward facing dog. Take a traditional chaturanga and up dog, or you can always just take the high plank, lower down to your belly, low cobra, then down dog. Take what serves you throughout the rest of today's practice. From downward facing dog, inhale to reach your left leg high. Then exhale to open up your hips, bend your knees, sink your heel towards your glute. Breathe into your left hip flexor. On your next inhale, reach your left leg high. As you exhale, step it through to a low lunge. Left knee stacked above your left ankle, spin your back heel down, and rise up, warrior one. Take your hands to your hips and physically adjust your left hip back, right hip forward, lower belly nice and firm. Then reach your arms overhead and settle into this pose with strength. Big inhale. Exhale, open up Warrior Two. Arms are strong. Lower belly is firm. Left knee tracking open. For reverse triangle, straighten out your left leg. Reach your left arm high. Big inhale. Exhale to hinge at your hips. Reach your left arm forward until you cannot reach forward any more, then lower your left arm down, reach your right arm high for triangle pose. Ideally, both sides of your body are very long here, so take your right hand and feel your left waist. If it's all crumpled up, then lengthen out. Reach your right arm back up, settle into your triangle pose. Breath is controlled. Then for reverse warrior, bend your left knee, reach your left arm high, big breath in. As you breathe out, take both hands down to the mat, step your left foot back, and vinyasa through to downward facing dog. And we're going to flow that sequence one breath, one movement. So find a breath that will serve you. Inhale to reach your right leg high. As you exhale, step it through to a low lunge. Setting up Warrior One, spin your back heel down, inhale to rise. Exhale, open up Warrior Two. Inhale, reverse triangle, both legs straight. Exhale to triangle pose, right arm down, left arm high. Inhale, reverse warrior, bend your right knee, reach your right arm high. Exhale, take both hands down to the mat for chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, send it back, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Long breath out. Inhale, reach your left leg high. As you exhale, step it through to a low lunge. Spin your back heel down, Warrior One, breath in. As you breathe out, Warrior Two, open up. Reverse triangle, long breath in, left leg straightens out. To triangle pose, breathe out as you hinge at your hips, left arm down, right arm high. Inhale, reverse warrior, left knee bends, left arm reaches up. Exhale, both hands down to the mat, vinyasa through to your downward facing dog. Slow and controlled. From your down dog, reach your right leg high, then step it through to a low lunge. And set up Warrior One. You've been here before, nice and strong. This time, interlace your hands behind your lower back and roll your shoulders open. Take a big breath in. Then as you exhale, hinge at your hips for Humble Warrior. Lower your chest down towards the mat as your knuckles reach up for the ceiling. Let your head hang heavy, your chest, maybe even your shoulders, slide inside of your front thigh. Then gently release both hands down to the mat, step your right foot back, high plank, and hold. You can modify this plank on your knees, but keep your body firm. Neck in line at the spine, puff up between your shoulders, core is strong, legs are strong. Then send it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your left leg high. Exhale, step it through to a low lunge. Set up your Warrior One, nice and strong. And when you're ready, interlace your hands behind your lower back. Inhale to puff up, open through your chest. Exhale to hinge at your hips, Humble Warrior. Crown of your head reaches down towards the mat. Knuckles reach up towards the ceiling. Keep your weight pressing down through your feet so your foundation is strong. Let your breath stay smooth, full, and deep. Then release both hands down to the mat, step your left foot back, high plank, and hold. Drive your weight back through your heels as you lengthen through the crown of your head. Everything firms up in between. Control your breath to keep you calm. Three, 2, 1. Send your hips back to downward facing dog. Then walk your hands to the back of your mat for gorilla pose. Bend your knees as much as you need to slide your hands underneath your feet, palms facing up. Get so much of your hand underneath your foot that your toes come all the way up to your wrists. Then feel free to wiggle out your toes or shift your weight side to side. The idea is that you're squashing the blood out of your hands, which can be very healing after spending so much time on your hands, like in plank. Then gently release your hands, shake them out. Lower down to your knees. For puppy dog pose, walk your hands forward as you lower your chest down to the mat. Let your forehead rest on the mat, but keep your hips directly above your knees. You should feel a big opening through your chest and shoulders here. Breathe into that. Each breath a little smoother and deeper than the one before. If you want to go deeper in this pose, bring your mouth to the mat, or even your chin to the mat as you look up through your fingertips. Then take your time as you walk your hands back into a traditional child's pose, with your knees about hip distance or a little wider, forehead to the mat, arms down by your sides, palms facing up. Slowly rise and come to stand on your knees for a half camel variation. First, tuck your toes under behind you. Then take your hands to your hips, scoop your tailbone under, lengthening out your lower back, firm up your lower belly, then reach your arms forward. Then reach your arms up to the ceiling and lower your right hand down to grab onto your right ankle as you reach up through your left hand. Deepen your breath for 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back to center. Take a seat on your heels, hands in your lap. Relax. For cow facing arms, reach your right arm down and behind you, left arm up and behind you, and work to get your fingertips to touch. You can always use a strap as a variation. Most important is that you keep your chin up, spine tall, breath smooth and deep. then gently release. For half camel, come to stand on your knees, tuck your toes under behind you, hands to your hips, keep your pelvis in place. Reach your arms forward, and then reach up. Then lower your left arm down, then lower your left hand down to grab onto your left ankle as you reach your right arm high. Deepen your breath for 3, 2, 1. Slowly take a seat on your heels, hands in your lap, gently close your eyes, and deepen your breath. For cow-facing arms, this time you'll take your right arm up and behind, left arm down and behind. Grab onto fingers or grab onto your strap. Keep your chin up, spine tall. Breath is smooth and deep as you release tension. Then gently release. Take your time as you walk your hands forward and lower all the way down onto your belly. Take your left ear down to the mat, extend your left arm straight out from your side. Plant your right hand underneath your right shoulder and roll your body onto your side, opening up through your left chest and left shoulder. You can plant your right foot anywhere behind you as a kickstand. Then slowly lower your hips back down to the mat. Keep your right knee bending open like tree pose on your belly. Press into your right hand to thread your left arm all the way through underneath you so you're lying down on your left shoulder. Then reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Take a big inhale. Exhale to open up into a big twist. With each exhale, slowly relax and soften more and more into place. And curl your right arm back in. Lift up to de-thread the needle, come back to a neutral position, and switch sides. Right ear comes down, right arm extends straight out from your side. Press into your left hand to roll your body onto your right side, and plant your left foot anywhere behind you to kickstand. Relax everything you don't need, the muscles in your face, and your jaw, and focus on creating a deep breath to create space. Lower your hips back down, but keep your left knee bending open. Press into your left hand to thread your right arm through, then reach your left arm up to the ceiling and open up into a big twist. Breath is smooth and deep. Curl your left arm back in. Gently lift up, de-thread the needle, and take your time as you roll onto your back. With your feet flat on the mat, knees bent, setting up for a bridge pose. Then tuck your tailbone up to the ceiling and slowly peel your spine up off the mat. Feel your weight transfer into your shoulders. And to add a chest expansion, interlace your fingers underneath you, walking your forearms closer towards each other. Slowly release, the same way you came in. And once your hips come all the way down to the mat, take the soles of your feet together, let your knees fall open, reach your arms overhead, bring your fingers to touch, and let your elbows fall open. Next, we'll take a full wheel. You're welcome to take a bridge instead as a modification. For full wheel, take your feet hip distance on the mat. Place your hands next to your ears, fingertips pointing down towards your heels. First, just lift up to the crown of your head and take a moment to settle in, ground down, get your bearings, and then you'll slowly straighten out your arms, lifting up the rest of the way into your wheel. Maintain control, and then slowly lower down the same way you came in to the crown of your head first, then all the way down to the mat. And this time rest in Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of feet together, knees open, hands to your belly. For Happy Baby, grab onto your feet as you spread your knees open. Feel free to stay completely still or even rock a little bit side to side to massage out your lower back. Then when you're ready, release into your final Shavasana. Take your legs out long and let your feet fall open. Arms down by your sides, palms facing up. Shoulders are relaxed, neck is long. Jaw is soft. With your eyes closed, relax your eyelids. Feel your whole body melting, softening, and relaxing over time. You're welcome to stay here. If you'd like to seal this practice with a bow, roll onto one side into a fetal position and press yourself up to seated. Bring your hands together at heart center. And may this practice remind you to stand tall, stay strong, and keep your head up. Namaste. Check out my Yoga for Posture playlist for more posture improving routines. And don't forget to like, comment, and share if you found this helpful. Thanks for watching.